What is going on, Wolfpack Savage here? I hope you're having a good day and I hope that Warzone is treating you well. In today's video, I'm going to be covering a random duo gameplay and discussing teamwork and kind of an old school strategy that a lot of newer players probably aren't familiar with. But before we get into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, join the Wolfpack today. Also, let's get this video to 1,000 likes. Come on, boys, smash that like button. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the gameplay. Just how much people don't even try in Gulag. It's actually kind of crazy, bro. I mean, just the fact that nobody even tries. Like, what's the point of even, like, just try? And what I mean by that is move around, man. I have one arm, that's why I'm sitting still. You gotta leave your spawn, you gotta look for the enemy. Can't even look for me. All right, but ladies and gentlemen, here we are spectating our first team of the video. Kurosaki and Alvarez. And look, this entire video, we're gonna be starting from a very, very small fundamental of teamwork, right? A lot of players, when I spectate randoms, when I spectate actual people submit gameplay, most of the time the teamwork is just everywhere. And we as players need to develop better teamwork. So instead of doing trios and quads and talking about it, we're going to specifically talk about things that these teammates should be doing to help each other as well as themselves. Not really sure what we're doing right now. Looks like they're going for the train for whatever reason now. Maybe they're do the flag bounty. Maybe that's the case. We'll see. All right, so first things first, we have teamwork to discuss, right? Kurosaki lands on the actual train, or he's trying to. Meanwhile, his teammates just full sending to the random squad that happened to be around that area. Now, the moment Alvarez went that direction, Kurosaki should have been there. Whether or not the teammate who died get called it out or not, we should have been paying attention to the mini-map, noticing our teammate is flying past the train. At that point, he should have diverted and tried to help out. Now, a lot of people might think to themselves, well, Savage, if his teammate made a stupid move, which it was, shouldn't he just kind of go with his own? That's definitely debatable. You definitely can if you want, but if your teammate's full sending, you better be on the same wavelength and page as him, so y'all can maybe win the fight. Because if we were there, there's a chance we could have helped save our teammate's life. But anyway, here we are now doing the recon objective, and this is a decent strat. If you guys want to go out there and get some solid wins and not really play too aggressive, go for recon bounties. We used to talk about this a lot in the birth of this series over a year ago. And we've kind of laid low just because I think most people at this point have kind of caught on to the whole recon strat, but we don't see it too much, whether or not it's people trying to get a little bit more kills, get a little bit better movement or whatnot. We just don't see this. So those of you out there just don't give a shit about like going out there and getting 20 kill wins and getting insane accuracy. You just want to win a few games. This is definitely the strat for you, especially on the train. It will just keep respawning, but as soon as you complete the first objective, it will spawn dead center on the train, right where blue's marked, shortly after that, and then he can keep grabbing them over and over and over. Now on the flip side, this train does bring you next to some hot ass areas, so just be ready to fight. Now we do need to get our teammate back too, so we're also put in a position, so we're also put in a position where we really shouldn't be here in the first place. We should be going to get our teammate back. So tip number 2 for teamwork, don't be a selfish teammate. You got to get out there and you got to look for loot first thing. All right, we haven't even checked the entire train for the boxes, so we may have enough money to grab our teammate, right? So even if you wanted to stay on the train, grab all the loot, grab all the cash, jump off the train, go to these, one of the 30 buy stations, and then grab a vehicle and get back to the train. You can come back to this bitch. That's the beauty of it. Just because you hop off doesn't mean it's gone forever. I don't know what that delay is when he zooms in and out, but that is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Now he's with me. Come on, man. That ain't right. That ain't right. Again, right now I'm gonna be focused on how to get our teammate back. And look, if there's not a buy station coming up, right? And you don't want to just leave the train, again, just hop out right here, grab a vehicle, one of the 30 over here, drive them there, get your teammate back, and drive your ass back to that train. You continue doing the strat, but notice what he's doing. Notice what he's doing. He wants to reveal all of these circles. Again, that is part of the strat. Now, again, you don't have to actually sit on the train the entire time. You can go to the many that are out here. It's just a little bit riskier. This is kind of a safe bet. But on the flip side, it's not really the most what's the word I'm looking for? It's pretty boring. You know, it's pretty boring to watch, pretty boring to do. It is what it is. God, I hope we don't sit on this train this entire video, bro. I will literally cry. Oh my God, here we are. All right. Please, someone snipe me in the head. This is unfortunate, dude. Holy shit. And just icing on the cake, bro, we got the scope to deal with as well. It makes me nauseous every time he zooms in. Come on, man. That bounty right there is looking really nice. Just jump off, bro. It's gonna be okay. Dip your toes in the water, brother. It's not lava. You'll be fine. Come on, man. All right. Well, I guess we should talk about something, right? Well, now we know where the fourth circle is going to be. It's going to be a train station promenade east ending. The next circle will most likely dive promenade. So at this point, if you want to be safe and get the next objective, go ahead and do so, just to make sure to finish on the hill, because that would be a nice thing to know. But I'm pretty sure it's going to finish promenade. So at this point, what I would do, jump off this freaking train and go ahead and start making my way there. Now, I wouldn't just work my way instantly to a building and just sit there, because again, that's just a little bit, it's a boring gameplay for me and for most players out there as well. And again, while you're practicing any strategy, I always want to encourage you guys to try to fight enemies that are around you and just practice your aim and practice getting better, because if you die, oh well, restart and play again, right? So I wouldn't go camp here. I would just kind of bounce through areas I think players are at. Right, so right here is most likely not gonna have many people, so I'd probably work my way to train station. I would have jumped off in Boneyard, gotten my loadout, my ghost class, then work the train station. That way it's one hot area, two hot areas, and then come here instantly. And basically all of Promenade East is relatively hot as well. So again, you just kind of want to bounce around to areas you think there are gonna be players at. Now, just because it's a hot drop doesn't ever really mean it's not necessarily always hot. Superstore, for instance, about halfway through the game, is basically freaking dead. All right, so now we are halfway through the match. We finally bought our teammate back, but we're pretty broke. So unfortunately, you know, there was a huge sacrifice for doing this strategy. We didn't get our loadout, and look how far away we are. So as I was saying before, what I would have done long ago, he probably should have done around the loadout drop. There's a buy station there. There's plenty of loot for him. He never did get that next objective. We figured this one out right when we were by the bounty objective. He just decided to sit on the train and then jumped off to buy his teammate. He should have just not even worried about that shit, got his loadout, and then bought his teammate back. But here we are now. He's gonna go back to his loadout, which is cool. God, I said loadout a lot. He's going to his loadout drop, but his teammate's not. So now we're in a position where we're entering a very hot area by ourselves. We don't even have the option to buy our teammate back and have him land on us. He's halfway across the map by now. So we are in hostile territory alone, undergunned. And I just don't see this going well, especially the fact that we have this LMG in our hand right here. LMGs are great guns. They're all relatively usable. Some of them are really actually extremely good. The problem with these guns in situations like this is the terrain, what's around us, the cover. There's a bunch of places people can just sit and hide, and at any given second, you need to turn and flick on them and get the shots off, meaning you need a gun with decent ADS speed. This gun right here has the worst ADS speed of most weapons in the game, so it's just not something I would have in my hands as I'm navigating throughout this entire area. I'm curious to see what a secondary weapon is. I wasn't paying attention when he was his loadout drop, to be honest. All right, checking for the heartbeat. Nothing so far. He scans to the left. We're kind of looking around a little bit. Also, when you're navigating through areas like this, you know, he looked to the left, he was kind of looking, but he didn't really look to the left and behind him. As he pushed himself away from those fuselages, he should have looked kind of left and a little bit more behind him. So basically all we did was clear the wide open areas. We didn't even check the cover over there. It's essentially what I'm saying. And still, I mean, we're die hard for these objectives, and look, I vibe with it. Oh shit. And then look, this again, like I said, it's a good thing to find it out if you wanted to get that circle. I respect it, because if I am wrong and it does dive away, it would be a good thing to know. And here we are in a situation where, granted, if they would have jumped off here and played it, it still could safely get to this area. It's not really a big deal. But I mean, should this little circle have ended on this hill, that's a pretty good thing to have. Now, at this point, there is zero reason, there it is, zero reason to get another recon objective, so please don't. At this point now, you need to work your way to the area. Now, you don't have to get there instantly. You really don't. It would be a good building to get there early, because whoever holds that roof is essentially, theoretically should win the game. But you don't want to get there too early, because you're just going to rob yourself of other experiences and kills throughout the match. And again, we've been doing a lot of slow gameplay. If you go to the rooftop and you sit there, you might not see a player for a hot minute. So again, if you're going for kills, of course, you know, jump the train station, head to promenade, just kind of clear it out slowly but surely. I got a feeling these guys are probably gonna go to the buy station. They're gonna go to a vehicle and they're gonna make a beeline right to this blue mark, and they're gonna stay on this roof for a very, very long time. And as far as strategy at this point, and this is also another reason that the recon objective is actually a crucial benefit, is strategy is basically given to you. I mean, there's no reason for us to do anything else but get to this rooftop if the only thing you want to do is win the game. Now, once you get to the rooftop, talking about holding that roof efficiently and, you know, keeping yourself safe, that's gonna be a whole different topic, assuming that this team doesn't get wiped. But I feel like that may be happening now. We're anticipating a fight. Homeboy's posted up. We're heart beating what we already know. Granted, he's checking to see how many enemies, so I'll respect it. And we instantly throw the trophy system down. So good on the trophy system for the anticipation of the fight. Here I switched into the sniper, trying to get the headshot. Now at this point, the enemy in the fuselage needs to stop peeking the fuselage. He needs to work the left and right side of his cover. Notice how every time that we peek, we instantly look and focus at that fuselage. And also, we need to go ahead and find a way to cover each other and push this fight. All right, he finally went to the left side of the fuselage, try to give us a little bit more of an angle from the vehicle that he's at. And he's able to get some shots off. So he worked, and he actually shot us from this angle right here. All right, here's another thing. We got one kill. We killed one of the teammates. We now outnumber the enemy 2-1, and we're the ones that go to building the camp. All right, there's enemy to the left-hand side. We need to go ahead and get a ping off to give our teammate an idea of where he is, but also to get that live ping moving around so you know exactly where he is. Because if you don't, and you're delayed and you're hesitant and he's tracking you, you're gonna get outshot. This game's time to kill is extremely fast, so the man who has the drop always has the benefit. We hear him inside as well. Good ping, letting his teammate know, trying to change our angle. That way we can essentially pinch the enemy if our teammate stays put. I like how he's putting shots on the enemy and changing his movement. He's changing where he's at. That way the enemy can't just peek us and know exactly where we're at. Now this would be a perfect opportunity for a stun grenade. Let's see how he plays this. Nice armor break. Our teammate needs to be going in right now. This needs to be communicated, the fact that he's one tap, and for some reason it seemed like it was a solo fight. Again, I like the fact that our teammate had a different angle on that fight, but in that situation there, when you cannot see the enemy, keep that area in your vision, but move, navigate. You want to try to see the enemy. All right, looking at the map, unfortunately, you know, we're not the only ones to do the recon strat, and that's exactly where the most wanted went. Granted, he probably wasn't doing the recon. He probably just figured it's the tallest building in this area and it's the best place to hide and camp. So that's why he's going to be up there. So I'm kind of interested to see what this team actually does in order to push him and take this roof over. That's assuming that we even make it to the rooftop. Also, guys, if you haven't heard, the new raspberry lemonade flavor from Sneak Energy is now out. It is my top two, my number 2 favorite flavor on the menu. So make sure you guys check it out. Don't forget to use code SAVAGE at purchase as well. Link will be in the description below. Oh, here we are. Here we go. All right, look, this is overkill. This is too much, right? They're getting another recon objective. Why? That's up to them. They want to do that for money, for other things, fine, whatever. We'll go with their move. As far as strategy, it makes no sense at all. So why Savage? Why doesn't it make any sense at all? Because it doesn't. Let's look at this last circle here. What is here? We have 3 things that really matter. We have this little storage garage. We have the tall building, and we have the dealership, right? Very little in the dealership. So these are gonna be the 3 main things that you really need to worry about. This is what everyone should be fighting over when it comes to position. Why? Well, and granted, we got to keep in mind, not everybody knows about the circles, but they will as they close in. They'll realize real fast where they need to go. But the reason is this entire hill is useless. That entire hill is absolutely useless. They're gonna have to work themselves into the open street. So as far as trying to figure out where to go after this circle, we know already that anything above here, that 20% of the circle is useless, right? Well, let's finish this fight and then we'll dive back into that. All right, now I don't know if there's another enemy in there. I have no idea, and neither does he. He's looking around. The problem is he should have stayed next to the rock. He was doing 360 slow and crouch, which is also a no-no, and he was leaving cover. He put himself in the open. We don't know where his teammate is. He could have been in the window. We stopped looking at the window. I'm gonna glance to the left, glance to the right. I'm fine with that, but he didn't. He literally revealed himself to the window, didn't even look at the hill where the guy actually was at, and left the rock. If you guys need to be scanning or doing whatever it is, and you're gonna put yourself vulnerable from the backside, keep your back to cover. Stop sidestepping it. But Alvadrez, that's weird. Whoa, what the hell? But Alvadrez is, yeah, you saw that too. I know you saw that, brother. Yeah, weird. It's not weird, bro. It's Raven soft. Come on, man. But Savage, they've been doing really good lately. Yeah, I'll give them that. All right, so going back to the circle again, there's no reason to... Damn, that was a rant for nothing, boy. Sorry. All right, and also to touch another point, dude, as you're navigating throughout the map, again, guys, try to keep yourself using ridges. Keep one side of your body to the ridge and just work your way around it, or use trees to bounce from. You want to try to avoid running out in the open with as much exposability as possible. I don't know if that's the word, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? Don't run across an open field, basically. If there's shit you can utilize, cover, concealment, something, make sure you're working around that. Don't just run it right out in the open, because you will get shot. All right, at this point now, all we're doing is kind of looting from small ass compounds and small ass buildings, and we're wasting a little bit of time. Now we do need plates, so I can respect that, but we need to be working our way again to either a buy station to buy some plates, or at least to a bigger area that has better stuff. This is the last buy station on the map, so any hope of getting plates and gear is slowly coming to a halt. Now here we are with the circle moving in a few seconds. We hear some shots off to our left hand side, and we're picking a fight with a team that has a better position. They are gatekeeping us. They're holding us to our spot. Granted, they are not safe either, but we're gonna have to move out in the open before they do. So the last thing I'll do is try to piss them off, because if we miss our shots and they hit theirs, we will die. Know your limits. Now, again, I don't want to say it like, I'm not trying to tell you guys not to fight. Get a better position and engage. Go push them and engage. But from this spot here, I wouldn't do it. Not to mention, you have no idea who the hell's over here. So as we're shooting with this one guy and your teammates laying him prone, what are we really doing for each other right now? Not much. And it's also strange, dude. Kurosaki seems to be the team lead. He's got 4 kills compared to Alvadrez's 1, but Alvadrez is in the lead. He's taking the lead. He's taking the initiative. He's making the shots. He's making the calls. As we're sitting here eating a burrito, which is, I guess what Kuro is doing. Again, this is what I'm talking about. Savage, what do you mean don't run in the open? We're running in the open, right? There's a bunch of cars. Crossing the street was pretty safe back there because of the cars and the barricades and other shit like that. And here we are running in the open. Absolutely weird how, yeah, weird. Who would have guessed that? But that's, do you feel bad? I don't feel bad. We're lucky we got some cover, but again, that's the perfect example of exactly what I've been preaching for about the past 5 minutes. Good teamwork on his teammate dropping those plates for us as he eats the 1 plate, and now he's only rocking 2. Now we'll give him credit. At least they didn't just go to this rooftop and camp. Granted, it probably would have been a better decision for the win, and the position they're in right now is not the best, but it's also not terrible. We can actually navigate our way to that building and somewhat take it over. There are various levels of floors. We can take our time pushing that building, so there's really no rush to getting it done. But we already know at this point somebody's already up there. And not only are someone already up there, but I guarantee you someone's gonna be in this hill and someone's gonna be in this area as well, looking at this building, because everyone right now is wanting this building. 2 teams fighting to the north, 1530. Here we are pushing the dealership. Now I don't like this call at all. All we're gonna have is that rooftop to play, or the sides of the buildings, or this will be shed, and all 3 of those locations is bad. And as we can hear, there's a team inside to our left, and we're pushing ourselves away from it, backing up, which is also bad. So now we're gonna have to fight these enemies from a distance, and we're exposed from the right hand side and the left hand side, right? So I don't like this at all. And here we are. I was worried they'd do this, is working their way into a cubby. I always tell you guys, stop putting yourself with your back to the wall when there's one way in and one way out, because all this enemy team has to do is play that ridge and you're dead. They have this entire thing's a ridge. They can work it. They can move around. They're in a really good spot right now. Enemies that we were shooting at originally are also about to push on the right hand side. Too soon, Junior. Unfortunately, nothing. We do have that Claymore there, which may help us, but we need to take advantage of the enemy team behind us suppressing the guys on the ridge. Come out the building, rotate out the left hand side, come back around and shoot the guys behind us and regain control of this building. That way, when we do have to push across the street in the next 6 seconds, we could already be doing so. But unfortunately, we're overstaying our welcome, waiting a little too long. Orange finally has the right idea, but unfortunately he did it too late because the enemies stopped fighting each other. Once the enemies stopped fighting each other, the guys on the ridge were back to focus on us. But while they were shooting, if you would have focused up, y'all could have actually taken advantage of that entire situation. Yeah, you just gotta let that one go, brother. Guy on the rooftop right now. Oh shit, guy on rooftop 1, GG. But thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Again, guys, teamwork is crucial in any mode except for solos, even Rebirth and all these other modes that they have where you have a teammate. You guys need to learn to work together and start reading what your teammate's doing and try to capitalize on that position and maybe go for a better angle, a better flank, you know, whatever term you want to use. Get out there and start abusing the shit out these squads that are not working together. But until next time, you have a good one and good luck in Warzone.